All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of our Madden 25 Connected Franchise Owner Mode Fantasy Draft Buffalo Bills Ralph Wilson YouTube series. The series with the world's longest name, and it's a series with the most ballin' game. I apologize for that remark. Anyway, we are starting off today's video by celebrating our 57-31 victory over the Dallas Cowboys in last week's preseason game. Yesterday, in episode number 53, we played the world's longest game ever recorded and defeated them by a substantial margin. So far, the feedback has people calling out for 6-minute quarters again. I cannot say I blame them. The game simply was too long, so we're probably going to make that adjustment for tomorrow's game on Friday. In the meantime, we have a few things to get through. Matt Barkley is on the trade block. We are going to ignore that and advance week. Now, as part of our player progression this week, there is a feature of this game that I missed all throughout last season that I just discovered while looking through things off camera a little while ago. It has to do with our coaching staff. Now, as you all know, when we play practice scenarios, we gain experience points that we then use to better our players. We spend points on different attributes of theirs, and they get better. Well, the reality is there's also some of that has to do with coaches that I apparently missed, and so we're going to start off by heading there. Now, obviously, as you can see, Stadium is number 1. We jumped from the 11th best franchise to the 15th best overall franchise because of that. Our stadium went from being down in the dumps to being number 1, baby, number 1. And as you can see, everything is rated 99 at brand new Bills field. We could try to upgrade this stadium, but everything is perfect, so there's no point in upgrading everything. It's perfect, and it is 0 years old. Bills Field at Orchard Park. It's a beautiful stadium, and it is gonna make the dough roll in. We are already sitting at $122 million in the bank. I can only imagine what this team's gonna look like. What that number is going to look like as this team wins more games. Now, Doug Maroney, if we click on him, we go ahead and bring up this screen here. As you can see, he has 51,000 points because we went all last season without ever spending any of these points. Now, what these points can be spent on is on free agents, keeping them from going to free agency. For example, if we wanted to make sure that Aaron Rodgers didn't go to free agency, we could buy a quarterback free agent package. It increases the interest in your team if you make an offer to a player at this position of free agency. So we're more likely to keep those guys. You can also use trade influence packs. Increases team interest in your trade offers. You can use all kinds of things. Expert scout package. Purchase this package to double your scouting points every week. Yes, please. We will buy that right away because that is a necessity, so we can now scout more players. One of my criticisms of this game was that we couldn't scout as many players as we wanted. Also, there's experience boosts. Increase the amount of experienced players in this position earned from weekly and season goals. There's also retirement packages. It decreases the chances that players will retire. There's discount packages. It reduces the experience pricing for packages you buy for yourself. All kinds of stuff. It is wonderful. Here's a contract one. Increases the interest your player has in re-signing with your team in contract negotiations. The most important one that I want to buy is the bottom one right here. Coach Experience Package. Increases the amount of experience points your coach and players earn every week. It costs 11,000 points, and we just bought it. So that means that we will now get more points for our team when we play practice scenarios. It's wonderful. Aside from that, we are looking at developing running backs right now. So increases the amount of experience points players in this position earn from weekly and season goals. Bada bing, bada boom. That's done. We are also looking at developing a tight end. So I think we do that one as well. Those are our two most important positions of development right now. I think we'll leave the rest of our 21,000 points for now, but we can come back to the screen any single time we want and use those points for good. not evil. Trainer and scout are not clickable, but who knew that head coach was this whole time? So Doug Marrone gives us an advantage there, which is wonderful stuff. Anyways, we are back to our regular scheduled programming. Now that we've done that, we have a practice scenario where our player progression doesn't happen until after this week. But personally, I would like to upgrade players anyways. Upgrade players because we have so many to get through in such a short amount of time. I would like to start off by doing this early. Some of our players have large amounts of points to spend. The first place we're going to go is Sharknado. Thomas has a development package he needs to buy. His development is already quick. Now it's going to be superstar. So he will be developing extremely quickly. Just 23 years old still, developed 5 points overall last year. We can only expect more from that this year. We are going to, I think that's the only development package that we need to buy. Drake Kirkpatrick is right on the doorstep of his next one, but not quite there yet. So we're going to go back to our positional way of doing things. That means today we're going to be doing our quarterbacks and backfield folk. That is our halfbacks and our fullback. So let's get to it. Aaron Rodgers. I think medium accuracy is the name of the game for him. And then a little bit of deep accuracy. Just keep working on that accuracy, and I think that's basically it. Maybe play action. We don't run a ton of play action because it frees him up for taking more shots. Maybe carrying ability as well. I don't think he fumbled once all last season, but let's knock on wood that doesn't start happening now. Back with our quarterbacks, Jason Campbell, who had such a phenomenal preseason game for us in the last episode. We can, I think, begin by upgrading his accuracy. Jason Campbell's got a huge arm, the ability to throw it all the way down the field and then some, but his accuracy could use some work, as well as throwing on the run. Not that it's bad, he just does it a lot. So that's good for the former Auburn star. Maybe even getting him up to an 80, maybe? No, still a 79. That's okay. On to Jordan Rodgers now. Aaron Rodgers' little brother. Little brother needs some accuracy upgrades. We were working on that last year. His throw on the run is one of the best totals in the entire league, by the way. I should say that. His throwing power is never going to get better. It's 82, and it's going to stay at 82 because that is such an expensive upgrade to purchase. However, we can make him a more accurate passer, and the reality is if we ever do actually get down to our third-string quarterback, I don't think the power will hurt us because at that point we're not necessarily looking to upgrade we're not really looking to make those big throws. We're mostly just looking to play the little game and move the ball little bit by little bit, make him free to move in the pocket, and then we're going to spend the rest of his points on awareness, helping him see the field. I don't think Jordan Rodgers will ever be a starter in this league, but he's starting to develop into a decent backup. And considering where he started and where we were able to pick him in the fantasy draft, I think that's just fine. Darren Sproles, meanwhile, I think for him, his consistency, let's get that up to a 4, so he's the most consistent that he could possibly be now. I think aside from that, his I can't even begin what to think to upgrade for him. Maybe his catching in traffic. Every once in a while, he does have to go through that offensive line to break out into the flat for a reception, and he gets taken down or he's not able to hold on to the ball, whatever. So that should help that at least a little bit. Ryan Williams is up next with his 6,400 points. Ryan Williams, my concern with him is always his carrying. It's getting better. It's a lot better than it once was, but 88, you're still going to fumble it every once in a while. I like to see that number in the 90s, so we'll keep working on that for him. After that, Jonathan Franklin, the man of the hour this past week. That's exactly where we're going to start off for him. Is carrying just 78. That's a big risk. That's a lot. He's a bit of a liability when he carries the ball. Yet again, last week we cannot take away from what he did in yesterday's episode. at home against Dallas. My goodness, the guy tore it up. It was unbelievable. Meanwhile, Basman Hooker, he's just got 1,100 points to work with, not a whole lot. His carrying is only 78 as well, so that'll be the first place we go with him. And obviously not a lot of points to spend on it right now, but we'll come back to that. That's okay. Having hit on all of our running backs, we're going to go to the fullback spot for John Kuhn. And for John Kuhn, it is always about the impact blocking. He's the guy who, I mean, it's his job to be a great blocker and to block at the point of attack and make things happen. I can't think of another thing that he would need to really have upgraded. Maybe his run blocking. Let's get it up to an 88, but he's already such a strong blocker. Maybe awareness, because every once in a while he'll miss whoever it is he's going for. But aside from that, I think we're basically good to go. Our rookies are just starting to pile up some points. Gino Castro, Bennett, Eric with 1,000 points each. And let's earn them some more points right now. Let's go on to our practice scenario. We just upgraded our overall ability to earn points in practice, which is phenomenal. Hopefully it'll show us here how much we're going to be getting now. Hopefully it's a substantial upgrade for what we were getting to what we are going to be getting now. It still says 2,000 and 1,000. Hopefully that's not the case. Either way, let's go ahead and say... start of the fourth quarter, you're leading by a field goal. Nah, hold the lead. Let's say tied up. I believe this is the one that we did in episode number 52, an episode that saw us fail to complete the practice scenario. So we're going to go with it this time, and we are going to come out on top, damn it. And we're going to see how many points we earn. It says 2,000. Hopefully, because of the bonus, we'll see something maybe more along the lines of 3,000. Who knows, maybe 4,000 points. Maybe it'll just straight up double. If we double the amount of scouting we can do, then hopefully it doubles the amount of points we can earn in practice. Think about how much faster we could develop some of these guys if we were able to double the amount of points we got in practice every week. If we could go up by 4,000s, my goodness. Our whole team is going to be 99 overall by week 6. It'll be great. Just whole team of Hall of Famers, including Bennett. Eric will be able to get his speed up from 66 to 99. Just watch, you guys. Just watch. Either way, here we go. We're back onto the field. Jamarcus Sanford, our guy. The flippity flops, I formation, tight end to the right. They go play action. Coming across the wide receiver, nice catch. Dominic Rogers, Cromartie, and Sanford both there, but neither is able to be in the perfect spot. Decent coverage, but still 17-yard gain. 2nd and 10. Sees the flippity flops convert. Big gaps here in the offensive line, the forefront. I formation to the left. Sure enough, they're going to run it. They're going to kick it outside. Sharknado Thomas not able to get there. The running back lays an absolute licking on Dominic Rogers. Cromartie gets blown up. Gain of 13 around the edge. All Madden. It's all about containing the running back. On those running plays, running backs can really, really hurt you sometimes. And it's exactly what the running back was able to do in this play. He's going to go again, kicking outside. Sure enough, he gets there. Sharknado Thomas misses. Bruce Irvin dives. Just able to stop the running back at the 25-yard line. All about the contain, folks. 3 receiver set coming out here. Doesn't matter. We're going goal line. We're not letting this run fest continue. They go to the pass, and there's... Oh, I thought it was Thaddeus Gibson instead. That is Austin Lane, the newcomer of the real-life Detroit Lions, making the sack. So the flippity-flops quarterback holds onto the ball for too long. Takes a loss of 8 yards. That's a big shot for the flippity flops at the 33-yard line now. Oh, Dominic Rogers Cromartie gets beaten by number 80. Makes the tackle, 9-yard gain. Bostic in there as well. That sets up 3rd and 9 for these flippity flops. 3 receivers to the left. Tight end lined up in the slot on the left. Running back stays in. and he releases. So we'll see. He's the target. Bostic, though, stops him for a gain of just 8. Nice play by Bostic there. Pulls the running back down like a rag doll. Stops his forward momentum. Stops the drive. Field goal attempt coming up. Just a 16-yard attempt. A 33-yard attempt. Ball on the 16-yard line now. And the ball is up, and sure enough, it's good. So the Flippity Flops take a 10-7 lead. We will need to score a touchdown to win this, or score a field goal to match them and send this practice scenario into overtime. The ball will come down to Gino Castro, the rookie selected with the last pick of the 4th round, 99 speed. He's got speed to burn, and he's got some of it here. A flag, though. The return gets up near the 35-yard line, but clipping on Darren Sproles will bring this ball back to the 12-yard line. So 88 yards to go here for the Bills. So it's a lot of space to cover, but we're going to do our best to do it. Sproles called for the flag, clipping 16 yards is what that costs us. Even so, we open. Mario Manningham makes the catch, holds onto the ball, and that's an 8-yard gain. That play took a long time to develop. Credit the offensive line for blocking all day long, keeping the defensive line at bay. Second and short here. Wide open, Doug Baldwin on the curl route, and he can't hold on to it. Doug drops it. By the way, in case you didn't watch last episode, we're trying to call Eric Baldwin Eric and Doug Baldwin Doug, because otherwise things will just get way too confusing up in her. So look for Doug and Eric. As much as it feels weird to call them Doug and Eric, but still, it'll hopefully limit confusion. Aaron Rodgers completes it to Eric, who's up for a 10-yard gain. Nice play there. The defender goes after Rodgers, who's able to dink and dunk it over top to Eric. So one of the nice things about being 6'7" is you can make those kinds of plays. Makes it easier for your quarterback. Here, another play. Eric is wide open along the sideline, knocked out of bounds for just a gain of 3 yards. The key, though, is he gets out of bounds up to the 34-yard line. We're going to go back into the gun, and we are going to go back to the play. This is the one that was dropped by Baldwin. We're going to move Manningham to an out route, and Manningham clears out effectively. Can he stay in bounds? He can't. Not a strength of Manningham, though Rodgers didn't do him any favors, leading him out of bounds just a little bit. Here we're going to go bunch trail. This sees Manningham fly right over the top. Chances are we're going to try and get this ball to one of the Baldwins coming through the middle. Eric comes open. Eric streaking. 6'7". Eric Baldwin drops it. He on contact. He had it in his mitts, and he drops it. Call it hashtag rookie problems. That one costs us. Well, we don't have much of a choice here. 4th and 7 coming up. We're going to have to get the first down. We will not be able to stop the clock enough if we don't. Fortunately, though, Deshaun Jackson comes wide open, and he's going to be able to get out of bounds to stop the clock at 105, 46-yard line now. 105 left in the practice scenario. We're going to go play action here. I would love to get Basman Hooker a couple carries in this practice scenario. Hooker had a really rough first outing in the preseason game. That's incomplete. Baldwin drops it again. So Eric Baldwin, we knew coming in he would need some work on his catching ability. I believe it's only at 80. Couple of drops for him in this scenario. That one doesn't cost us a whole lot. In fact, it might be better he dropped the ball, given that it stops the clock. The first one, though, could have cost us big time. There, Deshaun Jackson rubbed against his own receiver, slowed him down, did not allow him to get to the ball. That would have been a first down. Instead, we have 3rd and 10 coming up. We're going to go inside cross here. Now, Gino Castro is in the game for the injured Jacoby Ford, who's out with a broken toe. Castro's catching ability is pathetic, but his speed is unbelievable. There, he makes a nice catch over the middle. 4th and 1 coming up here. We're going to go right into the goal line formation. We're going to run the ball and then call our timeout. So we're going to get there as quickly as we possibly can. Hooker will get an opportunity to carry the ball. The clock is running. 37, 36, tick, tick, tick. Hooker gets the ball, and he's going to get the first down, a little more. 5-yard carry for him. We stop the clock at the 30-second mark. We're going to try and move the ball in bigger chunks here, hoping to hit Jackson for a little bit of a home run here. We are also going to bring Eric across on the screen, on the slant play. Jackson, though, makes the catch, and he gets out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Huge play there. 26 seconds left. We are in field goal range. The key here, without having another timeout, is going to be to continue moving the ball, but do it in such a way that is conducive to clock management. We can keep the ball in bounds, but only if we're able to get a huge play. And there, Eric Baldwin makes a beautiful catch. 14-yard reception. Tiptoeing along the sideline, showing great prowess along there. So that sets up now 1st and 10. We can score, we can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. 22 seconds left. Baldwin comes free again. That is Eric, who gets a nice little play. 6-yard reception out of bounds. So Eric, a very frequent target for us on this drive. Showing that he can play. He's had a couple drops, which is a shame, but he's had, I think, 4 receptions now and been able to do something nice with them after every single one, including getting out of bounds, which is paramount when you have as little time as we do. Here we're going to the corner with Jackson. Both Baldwins coming in. We might be able to hit one of them, but they call a timeout. That is the flippity-flop. Stop the clock with 18 seconds left. We're going to call the same play. Bunch trail. Again, Jackson typically comes open in the corner on this one. If not, hopefully Eric comes open in the middle. Deshaun is not coming open, but Rogers is going to be able to run it in himself. Bootleg out to the right-hand side, and that is a touchdown. Bills score. Greg the Leg will come in. Just 13 seconds left. Greg the Leg makes it 14-10. 13 seconds left. Hopefully all we can do, or all we have to do, is kick it once and then stop one offensive play. The Flippity Flops do still have 2 timeouts, so there is a chance they could get a couple plays in. Hopefully, though, we can make this uneventful as possible. And there you go, Brian McCann, a great tackle downfield. 10 seconds left. Flippity Flops at their own 10-yard line. We're going to go 3 deep, man up, which means that we will have Sanford, Connie, and Thomas back in zone with the rest of the flippity-flop receivers in man coverage. They're going to air it out here to Sanford's side, and the ball will fall incomplete in a big mud pile of blue and white. And that will bring up the final down here. We will go prevent on this play. Everybody heading way back. We're going to head even farther back. We're going to go with Chris Connie. He's our fastest safety. He's going to be way, way, way back, and he's just going to hopefully tackle anybody who is able to come down with the ball. Here, some actual open receivers looked like for a while, but the ball is knocked down. That ends the practice scenario. We will quit practice. Hopefully we score more than 2,000 points. We're going to do something we don't normally do. We're going to stay on past the exit point here to see how many points we were actually successful in attaining. Because again, with the upgrade purchased, we are getting extra points. We don't know, however, if we're going with 3,000 points, maybe 2,500 only. That wouldn't be fun. 3,000. I'm hoping for 4,000. Just double that shit, baby. Double that shit. That would be nice. We'll see here for sure, though. On the actions page, it usually tells you. If not, we can just go back and check the actual listings for some of these guys. It says, congratulations, you earned 2,000 experience points. That's not cool. What happens if we go upgrade players? Because Basman Hooker, for instance, had, you know, a small handful of points. It should be obvious how many he was awarded. And it appears as though The guys are still only getting 2,000 points, which is a drag. Sure enough, yeah, it looks like we're still just getting 2,000 points. I don't understand that. If you guys understand it, let me know in the comments below. Either way, we are done for today. Join me tomorrow for a Happy Friday video where we take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Florida. That should be a lot of fun. Jacksonville Jaguars, we ended their season last year. Hopefully we can topple them again in the preseason this year. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me again. I'm Tuxedo T-Shirt, and I'm out.